party I went to, Diddy party. We went to the little private area behind the cause he had a house behind his house. Like he had a backyard with his backyard with a fat bed, and then it had like a miniature little whatever.
Christian Rock recently rocked the internet when she took to Instagram to attack Young Miami for selling her off to Diddy to be used in his freak-offs. People didn't take it easy on Miami at all, and they dragged her for filth because the revelation came just as Miami was exposed by a victim posing as Jane Doe in the ongoing trial. She claimed that Miami was Diddy's top freak-off queen, and that she was actually receiving the highest salary of all his side pieces. Jane Doe claimed that she was only receiving roughly $10,000, but Miami was receiving over $250,000, which was later raised to $500,000. Apparently, Diddy increased Miami's monthly payment to $500,000 because, in addition to freaking off with him, she was covering up his crimes and serving girls to him, one of whom was Christian Young. Miami became involved in this mess with Diddy some time ago when one of Diddy's SA victims, Lil Rod, filed a lawsuit against him. In the original filing, he only discussed what Miami did to him. However, he later changed his lawsuit to reveal that she had received payments of up to $250,000 to engage in a number of crimes, including smuggling drugs across state lines for Diddy. According to court records, Lil Rod alleges that he used drugs to lace his drink at a Thanksgiving party Diddy invited him to in Miami. When he was intoxicated and almost incapable of defending himself, he gave Young Miami instructions to have her cousin sigh him while he watched and enjoyed himself. Miami's cousin burst into the bathroom while he was inside, at which point she allegedly started groping him and performing oral acts on him without his consent. Jones said that he tried to push her away and left the restroom only to be followed by Miami's cousin, who then allegedly undressed and attempted to straddle him and have intercourse with him in front of Diddy and others. Now, as I said, Lil Rod later amended the lawsuit, and that's when he added even more incriminating information about Young Miami. He accused her of receiving monthly payments from Diddy as a reward for servicing him girls for his parties. He said, Young Miami was among those who were paid a monthly fee by Diddy to work as his ex-workers. He went on to attach a few images from that night, and you can see Miami and her cousin as well as Diddy in it having a wild time, as if these allegations couldn't get worse. He also accused her of transporting substances for Diddy whenever he needed it, and those substances included his infamous pink, which has been brought up in a lot of his trial. In fact, it was part of the things the feds collected from his hotel room the same day he was arrested. Apparently, he was preparing to have another freak-off that day, but the police said not on their watch anyway. Going back to Lil Rod, he said Miami used to transport this pink to Diddy through Diddy's private jet. The suit read Robin Greenhill, the accountant, would ensure the wiring of funds transfers or cash payments to ex-workers. Additionally, KK and Frankie Santella Moybon Brendan Paul would be in charge of making sure that employees were paid in cash. Young Miami Jade and Daphne Joy were given a monthly fee to work as Mr. Combs's former employees, and Robin Greenhill sent them money by wire transfer, outlining the defendant's continuous illegal activity. People were talking about this tea as soon as it was released because, for a very long time, there had been rumors that Diddy was paying Miami up to $500,000 a month. At one point, they even broke up because she wouldn't have it any longer. And they were obviously right. After all, do you remember when Miami got so bold as to tell Diddy's side piece that all she had to do was call Diddy and Gina would be on her knees eating her pee? I'm the mother of this house, and you little girls are under me, because why else would she do that so boldly over a fight that was never that serious? Young? A time back, Miami tweeted that she was having an affair with one of Diddy's other ladies, and she essentially said, Diddy would have had you on your knees by now if I wanted you to eat my cat.
Miami put out a tweet a while back and basically was into it with, I guess, one of Diddy's other women. And she basically said, if I wanted you to eat my cat, Diddy would have had you on your knees by now. Do you think that that was really like her telling on herself before she knew things were going to hit the fan?
No, I think that was her being herself because she's a dumb.
Damn.
I think she was just telling the truth because it's almost as rough as Nicki Minaj with females out here. I hear she lace front all the time. Snatching up and throwing them in her nasty twat. Like when I think of the title of her show, I'm like, is that what your victims be saying? Carisha, please?
Oh, man. Damn. Okay.
Please, Carisha, stop, Carisha, please. She likes that. That turns her on. Wild bitch. And her in the sexy red and the Sukianas and all this the saucy Santanas. The whole lot of them. Got sadist. I know a Punisher when I see one. I was a Punisher one time in my life. You know, it takes one to know one. And I used to be hard on but these, they doing I wouldn't do.
Nevertheless, when all of this information began to circulate online, Carissa to join in as well, and she disclosed that Young Miami attempted to persuade Chrisean to join Diddy at his free-coughs. She claimed that there was a period of time when Miami began to become very close to Sean and take her out frequently, but she wasn't really sure why until Diddy was implicated, at which point she began to piece things together and realized that Miami was attempting to become one of Diddy's free-cough girls. They were trying to recruit, Crone. That's what Diddy and, what the girl, Carisha, were trying to recruit Rock for. Recall that period when they were actively trying to get Rock to hang out with them.
Trying to recruit Chrisean. That's what Diddy and what the girl Carisha was trying to recruit Rock. Remember that when they was heavily trying to get Rock to hang out with them? I think they was trying to recruit her. She got a lot going on. We're gonna talk about it on this podcast, and we're gonna get to the nitty gritty of all the gritty of the nitty, because it's necessary. I think them was trying to recruit her. Cause remember they just had her pulling up to everything. Thought she about do you love her? Yeah, remember? See what I'm saying? We don't. This podcast gonna be, cause y'all know the mama know everything and everybody business. So we gonna find out on this podcast. We ain't gonna talk no shit about nobody. We ain't gonna mock nobody, but we definitely gonna explore the possibilities that was going on. Cause they kept calling her. Remember, pull up to the birthday party. Come over here and dance on Carisha. Remember that? I feel like they was trying to recruit that baby to be in on this. That makes, see what I'm saying? That's why I gotta have a podcast, because I gotta get the on the table. Can't nobody get it on the table but my nosy, okay? Tasha K ain't, she over there making up. I know we gonna get to the bottom of on this podcast. Tell me if I'm lying. Go on over there and tell me if I'm lying. I'm telling you, they was trying to recruit that baby. He said, let's get her away from him. That's what they was doing. We gonna put a couple pounds of that on her and have her fly. They ain't gonna never suspect her.
Damn, that would make so much sense. That's why he grabbed him and he said, what did he say? He said, do you love her, or she needs love? All she needs is love.
All she needs is love. Now, how about that? We gonna explore all the possibilities.
Initially, people thought Carissa was trying to clout chase off the situation, but they did their own digging and actually found receipts of what Carissa was talking about. People found an old video of Chrisean at one of Diddy's parties where he kept leaning over and kissing her face. Chrisean looked really uncomfortable and confused, so she tried to smoothly move back, but he was holding her strong. As if this wasn't weird enough, there's also another video from January of this year where Crone was narrating the story of the time Diddy jacked up the executive producer of Baddies Lemuel Plummer. She said Diddy invited her and Lemuel to his private room, which was right behind his actual house. Apparently, this house was where some private things happened, which people suspect are his free-coughs in that house. No phones were allowed, and Lemuel wasn't even allowed to bring his security with him. Chrisean said that as soon as she and Lemuel got inside to meet Diddy, Diddy grabbed him by his collar for underpaying her for being on Baddies. Now I was confused as hell when I first heard this, because what does her getting underpaid by Lemuel have to do with Diddy? However, considering the fact that Diddy was trying to get Chrisean to become one of his people, believe this was just a stunt by Diddy to make Chrisean feel like she was safe in his hands. Chrisean also said that after that day, she and Lemuel started having problems, but he started paying her well.
I'll never forget that motherfucking day, bro. So, I set a price. I said 200,000. You said 100. I said 150. I'm not going underneath that. Cause what? I'm about to bring a lot to the table. That little party I went to, Diddy party. We went to the little private area behind the cause he had a house behind his house. Like he had a backyard with his backyard with a fat bed, and then it had like a miniature little whatever. And then me and Lemmy go upstairs. They tell him that he can't bring his security. He went in like a little with no security, so it's just me and Lemmy. We go up in there. Hold on. We go up in there. We go upstairs. He like, what's up, Diddy? You know, you met Chrisean. You gave her kisses on the cheek. Early on in the party or whatever. We just wanted to follow up. I'm glad that you Sean. And then he grabbed Lemmy by his neck and was like, but do you with her? Like, don't play with her. All she need is love. Don't play with her. Don't play with her. And I didn't understand that till
that up until now, this was clearly Diddy's method of convincing Count that she deserved more and that he was the one who would make it happen for her. This is what he did with Cassie, and his second victim, Jane Doe, whom I previously discussed, also attested to the fact that this was the same strategy he employed to obtain her. When Diddy was arrested, Jane Doe disclosed that she had been seeing him from 2021 to 2024. If you recall, Young Miami had also been seeing Diddy from 2022 until the feds caught him. Thus, she was aware of Jane Doe's identity. Jane Doe's story is quite literally the same as Cassie's. Except that, unlike Cassie, this Jane admitted to choosing to stay with Diddy because he was paying her rent and agreed to pay her over $1,000 every month if she did everything he wanted, including the free coughs. She said she didn't want to do any of it and made that clear to Diddy multiple times, but he just gaslighted her. And whenever she tried to leave him, he reminded her who was paying the bills and that if she left, he would stop doing all that. And just like that, she was right back to freaking off again. One of the times she'd leave him was when she saw pictures of him chilling with Young Miami and Turks and Cause. Apparently he didn't take her because she was refusing to freak off with him, so he took Miami instead. This got a lot of folks side-eyeing Miami because this means she was probably down with the shenanigans and agreed to freak off as long as that money came through. Now, people wouldn't have cared about Miami freaking off with Diddy if she wasn't out here allegedly trying to get innocent girls like Sean to also join. People weren't here for this and they dragged her like this person who said recruiting Rock would have been a mistake because Rock wouldn't keep a secret. Another person said they need to get Lemmy and Natalie next. What Young Miami is doing for Diddy, Natalie is doing for Lemmy what the whole industry is doing. They're weird. Get them all. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Young Miami allegedly recruiting people for Diddy? And do you all think they were really trying to get Chrisean? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video. Music.